Welcome back, my friends, to the Predictive Playbook powered by Sportsmemo.com and WagerTalk.com. I'm your host, as always, John Ryan, and I have a doozy of an angle for you today, hitting a very high percentage. And it is in the Game 6 matchup between the Utah Jazz and the Los Angeles Clippers. This is taking place at the Staples Center. Kawhi Leonard will not be available again tonight. But as we saw in Game 5, Paul George really rose to the occasion with a very heroic performance, very similar to what KD did for his Brooklyn Nets. And in this system, which I'll get to right now, we see that we're going to bet on a home team in a game lined within 3.5 points on either side of pick and a total between 210 and 220. The guest has outscored their opponents by an average of 5 or more points per game on the season, and we know the Jazz have done that. Certainly, it's closer to 7. The team has played 3 consecutive games where a minimum of 220 points were scored in each one. During the regular season, this has gone 12-2 against the spread for 87% over the last 5 years. But check this out, 5-0 against the spread the last 5 seasons in a playoff game, covering by an average of 16 points. And these games really have not been close based on this system. It doesn't guarantee that this one is going to do the same, but the history behind that situation and those parameters is very strong and undeniable. Back in 2015, the 2014 season, actually, the Rockets were the team bet on against the Clippers at home. They were a 2-point underdog, and they won by 21 points in a 124-103 win. In 2018, the Wizards, in the 2017 season, they played the Raptors. They were 2-point home favorites, and the Wizards won 122-103, winning by 19 and covering by 17. And then the Wizards again in the same season against the Raptors, twice in the same series. 2 days later, won by 8 points as a 1.5 point underdog, covering by 9.5. And then most recently in the 2019 season, last year, the Heat destroyed the Celtics 125-113 as 3.5 point home dogs and covered by 15.5 points. And in that game, the total went over by 24. The over is 4-1. So that's also very strong in this situation, which I don't have on the chart. But I think the play here is the Clippers. They know they can play much better when Kawhi is on the floor, but they also know now that they have another guy to go to, and I think Paul George once again is going to be a big problem for the Utah Jazz. And the Clippers are home, and they are a 1.5 point underdog right now. So the play would be to probably play it. If it stays at 1.5, I think play the money line. Of course, you run that risk of a 1 point loss and not getting the cover. But I do think it's more likely that the Clippers, based on this angle and the history behind the angle, are going to win comfortably, and they should be favored, is what my models are also saying from the machine learning aspect. So there you have it. Bet on the Clippers. Plus the points if you'd like. I'm going to be playing it straight on the money line. And of course, the promotion here that Sportsmemo put together just for me is really a good one. Regularly $1,997 is the cost of the NFL and college football full season subscription package. They're taking 60% off of that for you, and you can get that plus the remainder of the NBA free and pay only $720, which covers college football, the NFL, which I was ranked number 1 in last year at Sportsmemo.com, hitting 65.8%. It's not the first time I've ever hit that high a percentage in my 27 years of doing this. The NFL and college football are 2 of my best seasons, and flat out. And I highly recommend you get on board with this. This is the way you grind out the profits. We're going to have losing weeks, but I'm confident enough to say in my 27 years we're going to have a lot more winning weeks than losing weeks. And I have 6 straight consecutive seasons making profits, worst season being 58% in the NFL and college football combined. So this is a great opportunity to get on board with me think about it, $720. It's going to come out to like $1 a pick by the time we get to December 31st and then into January and the playoffs and all the bowl games. So it's an absolute major bargain. And I hope to see a lot of you guys taking advantage of that big sale. So that'll conclude the NBA Angle of the Day today for June 18th, 2021. I will be back with another Major League Baseball angle shortly. And of course, Friday's the big day, always at Manny's Pub. That will start at 4 o'clock. And we're going to look to make those shows between 60 and 75 minutes going forward. So between 5 and 5:15, we will end the show, and then it'll be archived for those that are getting home from work after 5 o'clock, and you can watch it that way as well. So for Sportsmemo.com, the Predictive Playbook, and WagerTalk.com, and myself, may all the wins be yours.